All right, I'm here with Eddie from Agocs Reptile Store, and we are going to be going inside and looking at some amazing animals. They invited me here to take a look and see what they got. And what do we got there in that hand?
Got a little red foot tortoise.
We love that. That's kind of like the store mascot, but we're going to see some amazing reptiles. Not only lizards, we're going to see tropical fish, we're going to see snakes, and you guys are 10 minutes down the road from me, and so if people want to pick up some cool animals, they can just come in here and ask you guys.
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
And Eddie's very knowledgeable, so you're going to find out how knowledgeable. So let's go inside and show me the store.
All right.
All right. I got Eddie here, who's one of the owners here. I love the way you have the store set up. It's beautiful, and I think let's go section by section. Give us a little tour of the store. How about that?
Sure. We got tarantula section, my favorite. We got probably 30 to 40 different species in here.
You know, let me see. Show us some cool ones.
A Phonopelma calcoti, your classic Arizona blondies. Guyana pink toes, Aviculera.
Now these are pretty popular as pets recently, huh?
Yes.
All of a sudden, I've noticed that a lot of people
keep them. One of our best sellers being tarantulas.
Really?
Yes.
I'm getting a dozen for my baby.
You're getting some tarantulas today?
Yep.
These are crazy.
No, I have a tarantula. I'm getting crickets.
Oh, crickets, yeah. That's why I don't like, that's the only thing that would hold me back from getting tarantulas. I hate crickets.
And my favorite's the OBT.
What is that?
Orange baboon tarantula, or orange bitey thing. This is the Tarantulas myrnis. People say it's one of the most aggressive. To me, they're defensive. They're beautiful colors.
Do they get big like the other tarantulas?
They get about 5 inches. They're not a large species, but they are a baboon. You can see it a little bit. These develop a nice bright orange color when they are adults.
Do you have the cobalt blue one?
We do have cobalt blues as well. That's Ceropagopus lividus. We have, I think, 20 or so.
You're like, you know all the science names too. That's
yeah,
pretty good.
I really love the tarantulas. I'm starting to breed them. I did breed my Monocentropus balfouri, which is the Socotra Island blue baboon. Let me cap that, which was also my father's favorite. So those, the balfouris,
my wife would kill me if I came
are a
with a
communal species. So as you see, we have 6 in here. 3 are currently out.
Oh, wow.
Those get a beautiful blue when they get a little bit older.
Can we pop the top? Or are they going to jump?
They're more than likely going to run underground when I do that.
All right, let's see what we can. I love the webs that these things spin.
Oh, that one's probably going to bolt on me.
All right, let's see if we can get them real quick so we can see them. Oh, beautiful. What a beautiful. They are really cool. And are you better off keeping them in like a small setup like this or putting them in a bigger setup?
So when you do balfouris, most other tarantula species are cannibalistic. There's only a few you can truly communal. With the balfouris, you want to do, usually it's 4 times the leg span for a single tarantula, and that's how much room they need. With balfouris, you do 4 times the leg span for about 5 of them. That keeps them on top of each other, and they don't ever get like territorial.
All right, what I'm interested in is to know if these things, these tarantulas, are they venomous in the sense where you can, you know, get messed up from them biting? Do they bite, or are they?
There's no tarantula that they are lethal to get bit.
Okay.
If you're allergic, then you're gonna have an allergic reaction that can be pretty severe with certain species.
Right.
Like for example, Poecilotheria metallica or any of the pokies are incredibly venomous.
Gotcha.
If I got bit, I don't think I'm allergic. I'm not gonna die from it.
Right. Is it gonna be like a bee sting, or is it worse?
With a pokey, reports say it's usually like 12 hours of pain. There's a guy, Urban Tarantula is his name. He's over in LA. He breeds the balfouri, super heavy. Very cool guy. His name's Aram. He got bit on the elbow by a pokey, and 16 hours, I believe he said. He couldn't bend his elbow. It was that swollen.
Nice.
He went to the hospital to get treated, and they kind of just told him to walk it off. Now, being bit is incredibly rare. He's been a breeder, I think, for like 10 years. First time being bit was that.
So they're not really something that's going to attack you when you take them out?
No, it's incredibly rare to get bit by a tarantula. And usually when you do, you're not going to have a reaction that bad.
Right.
Things like baboons and pokies, excuse me, those are more venomous. Things like an Arizona blondie, I think that's more equivalent to like a bee sting.
Can we pop the top on that? So
yeah. You find these out in the deserts of Arizona. They're very common here in the United States. This is a,
living in Florida, we don't really have tarantulas.
There is no native tarantula species. There is the Tolitocatl vagans. There we go.
What a cool little...
The Tolitocatl vagans has created a population invasively in Orlando.
Oh, they did?
It's a small population, a couple hundred. But
right.
These are really good. These are also incredibly docile species, the Calcoti.
Right, so
you can
good
use
for pets, obviously.
A good starter. They're also just a pretty tarantula. But me and my girlfriend, we do have a Calcoti, so I have a lot of spiders.
What's like when you get in, once you get into spiders, it's like getting into snakes or lizards. What's like the creme de la creme? What's the one that everyone wants?
So right now, the hottest one is the I can't pronounce the genus, but it's called the T. Saladonia, or the Brazilian jewel tarantula.
Okay.
It's a dwarf arboreal tarantula that will make it'll go on cork bark, make a webbing patch, and has a trap door on the side of a piece of cork bark.
Wow.
But they're a dwarf species, like the females are about this big, like an inch or two.
Okay. But
they're a beautiful color. I do not have one to show, but they run expensive. You can get a 1/2 inch sling for $275 right now on Fang Hub tarantulas, but for the most part, you're looking at $300 for slings.
Wow. That's pretty expensive.
Whereas
for
like
us.
my OVT slings are $40.
Right.
So they are expensive. They're a beautiful. They're from a Brazilian jewel, so Brazil. That's obvious. Another hot one is the Poecilotheria metallica, or the Goody Sapphire ornamental.
I've seen those.
That's a big, bright blue and white striped pokey.
Right.
Very beautiful. I can't get them in right now because they're hard to find.
Gotcha.
They're expensive. Slings usually run like $100 to $150 on those. So
those
are a hot one. Pumpkin patches tend to be a hot one. It's Haplopus species large, or Formulosa are the two, I believe. Might have butchered that a little bit. And then cobalt blues do really well.
Gotcha.
So everyone loves a good cobalt. Those are from, I believe, India.
What's the best way to set these guys up? Like if you're going to get them as a pet?
Let's just use this Calicote for an example. Okay. I would do 4 times her leg span. So I'm assuming her. That way someone get lucky and they'll have a female.
Right.
But currently it's unsexed, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
I would set her up in one of these.
Okay.
So it's about 4 times the leg span. This is like 5 or 6 times.
Do you guys sell these? Is this like a special made for tarantula thing, or is this kind of like a homemade thing?
It's retrofitted. I just get them. It was a display case for a football, I believe.
Oh my God, that's funny.
So I just retrofit. A lot of the tarantula hobby is retrofitting. There's not many. I mean, there's tarantula cribs, and then there's Arachna Shop, which we do sell Arachna Shop brand.
Okay.
But for the most part, you're doing a lot of retrofitting. I have an H. maculata that lives in a cheese ball container.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's retrofitting.
Do you have to create air holes in here? Or something
so I took a drill. When they were little, these holes, I might have to go and upgrade these holes soon.
Gotcha.
But usually you do them a little bit bigger. I think I have another one.
And what do you have in there? Is that like dirt? Just regular dirt in there?
That's just Reptile with some sand mixed. That's all that is.
Okay.
So you usually do a little bit bigger holes.
Gotcha.
And that's all you need for ventilation. It's a cross vent. This is a green bottle blue, Chromatopelmocyanopubescent.
So it's pretty easy to keep these things.
Oh, tarantulas are incredibly
How
easy.
wet do you have to keep them?
So with these 2 species, they're a drier species. So I just leave a full water dish. These guys buried their water dish, so I have to mist their webs. The green bottle blue, she has her web out, or her water dish, I mean. So green bottle blues are another hot one in the community. They're beautiful. They're from Venezuela, so they're not an old world. They are a new world. They're a little feisty though. They kind of have that old world spunk. But they're a beautiful tarantula.
Yeah, look at the red all over.
The butt's not bright red orange, green head. The legs will develop more blues into them.
Right. Can you take one of these guys out so we can see them? Or no?
Yeah, I can pop the lid.
Yeah. So
she's a little feisty, but there you go.
Oh, look how beautiful that's gorgeous.
And I love the webbing the green bottles do. She had more webbing, but I had a feeder item get out, and I had to go catch it, so I ended up tearing up a lot of her web. But she gets bored, she'll redo it.
There you go. What a cool species.
So that's a beautiful species. That is a confirmed female, so she is awesome.
All right, let's look at some colubrids now. This is the colubrid section here.
So we have a hognose. This is the albino western hog, and these guys are pretty chill. She is a female, so she's one of our newer arrivals.
Yeah, look at this little girl.
We're gonna make sure she eats at least twice, maybe 3 times with us before we sell her. We'll make sure she's doing perfect with everyone.
Yeah, I'm kind of like been looking at hognose. Like I'm like, you know what? I don't have just something like to have to say I have one. I don't necessarily know if I want to have a million of these, but they're cool. Now they stay relatively small. They don't need a lot of room for.
Yeah, I believe females max out about 2 to 3 foot on these. Males are smaller. They're about 1.5 to 2 foot. They're very cool little snakes.
Yeah.
They're, I think there's an argument behind if they're venomous or if they're poisonous, because the saliva, I believe, is what it is, but they also have rear fangs. So
they got to kind of chew on you, though, I hear.
They have to really gnaw on you, because I said it's the back of their mouth that have the 2 fangs.
Right.
As opposed to like a rattlesnake has the front fangs that it literally stabs into you first.
Yeah. This doesn't look like something you should really be too afraid
of. No. These are so chill. And they like to imitate cobras when they get stressed. They'll flatten their head. And they'll also play dead. Yeah,
I love when they play dead. That's really cool.
But they usually, I haven't had these little guys play dead on me yet. But they're super chill.
So this is a regular Western.
Yeah, the normal morph.
the normal.
So this is what you would
pattern.
find out in the wild. These were captive bred.
It's crazy that these things are in the United States. A lot of people don't realize what cool snakes we have here in the U.S.
Yeah, these are awesome little snakes. And this one is a male, I believe. You can check by the cloaca. Essentially, you look at how long the tail is. If I can get him. There you go. So you see the cloaca by my fingernail? And see how long that tail is and skinny?
Yes.
Females are much shorter. It's about half the length. So that's how you can sex these guys without having to pop like you would, or probe, as you would for a ball python or a corn snake.
So the males have longer, skinnier tails.
Yeah, so that one's really long. And if I show you this albino again, she has a short little tail, except she burrowed. Where are you at, baby? Oh, over there.
She was, I could tell when I was holding it, she had like a little stubby tail.
Yeah, so the tail is stubbier. Where are you at? Oh, there you are. Can I borrow you some more? Oh, you hissing at me? How you feeling? Oh, see, you hear that?
Yeah.
She is doing a little hissing.
Right, so
you look at the tail. The cloaca's there, and it's like a
quarter
quarter the length.
It's really much,
so that makes
shorter.
that a female.
Yeah.
It's very obvious when you can compare them side by side.
Right. So, all right, that's the anaconda phase, right? Or morph.
Yep.
In the, it's not an anaconda. It's the hognose that has the anaconda patterning.
Yep. Very cool. It's another male.
Maybe he'll play dead for us.
That's a possibility. Take your water dish for a second. Can I borrow you for a second?
They are very pretty snakes.
They are very pretty. I do kind of like the normal pattern over the anaconda because I like the extra pattern it has. Oh, he's being chill today. This one has flying its head on me before to kind of make it look like a cobra. But these are really awesome. And I love their little nose, if you can get that. Yeah. The little shovel they have.
Yep. They look like a little pig almost.
Yeah, and they use that to dig and burrow underneath stuff. So that's the anaconda. Cool. Very cool.
I love that you guys have such an assortment here of different reptiles.
And we're trying to have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Because not everyone's in the ball pythons.
All right, so here's like an albino. It's they call amelanistic in corn snakes.
Little runny, the corn snakes.
Yeah, they're a little flighty. Bring them right over here.
Yeah.
Put them right on top of the tarantula cage. I think they're beautiful. You know, it's like I never really had any corn snakes my whole life. I was a python and boa guy. Yeah. And I just recently got some, and you know, like I said, I don't think I'd have 100 of these things, but they are really colorful and they move and they're really nice to set up in kind of like cool enclosures where they can kind of see their colors and their climbing ability. Whereas, you know, ball pythons kind of just roll up in a ball. They don't really want to do very much of anything. I do like the energy the corn snakes have. They like to explore. Yeah, exactly. We have an adult at home and she's the funnest thing to hold because she's exploring, she's using you. The ball pythons, they do just sit there, but some people want docile. All right, so we got a Puebloan milk snake here. Yeah. And it's funny because here in Cape Coral, we have coral snakes, no pun intended, of course, which are poisonous. And a lot of people confuse these, right? Exactly, yeah. What's that little saying they say? I always forget the song, but it's red on black, red on black. Wait, red on black, what is the song? Red touches yellow, you're a dead fellow. Yes. Black touches red, you're safe, Jack, I think. They taught us it as kids. Yeah, I know. I can't remember. But as you see, it has the red on black touching, so that is a Puebloan milk. Gotcha. And if you see red on yellow, it's kind of more orange because this is I believe this is a tricolor, so it's not exactly a Puebloan. But when you see red on yellow, that is a coral snake. That's very venomous. Dead fellow. You're a dead fellow. You're a dead fellow. Yeah, you don't want to touch those. Those are incredibly venomous. Beautiful snake. But when you see these, they are commonly mistaken a lot of the time because they use that to kind of imitate a venomous. Predators don't mess with the coral snakes. So these look like coral snakes. It's a really good adaptation they have. Isn't it? You know, it's funny. I pick up black racers all the time outside my house, and my wife's like, "Oh, it could be venomous." I'm like, "No. If I saw something like this, I wouldn't be looking up sayings to see. I probably wouldn't touch it, but even just to play it safe. But you know, black racer is kind of harmless. In some species, you can go and look at the head shape. We have, there's the vipers, which will be like a rattlesnake. They have that venom gland behind their head. True. That makes it more of an arrow shape. Yes. That kind of tells you that's a venomous snake. Yeah, those are pretty obvious. But with the coral snake, they actually don't look that much different than this. No, I know. That's the sad part. It's literally just that pattern, the coloration. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, now this is a reverse Okatee corn snake. And now why do they call it the reverse? I'll be honest with you, not entirely sure, but I know it has to do with the pattern being different from your normal corn snake. Right.
I believe it's something you can find.
This is an
natively.
albino too, right?
It does have albino. You can see with the eyes, they are red.
Really
But
cool.
yeah, reverse Okatee, I wish I knew exactly why.
You know, I always tell people, like, as a first pet, you know, ball pythons are great, but, you know, for colors, if you're into colors, like, you know, corn snakes, you really can't beat the corn snakes for colors. I mean, they have insane coloration.
They are beautiful. One of the favorites of mine is the Palmetto Corns, which have that all white.
I just got my first pair. Yeah.
My sister got her first trio. She got a male and 2 females with it. She was so excited.
You know, I saw them at a reptile show about 6 years ago, and they had just found them basically, and they started breeding them, and they were like $4,000 a piece at the time.
They're still expensive.
Yeah, they're still about $700-800 bucks. Yeah, but
they're up there.
But I mean, way less.
Oh, exactly. We got ours from a guy named Fred. He's a fantastic breeder of corn snakes, rat snakes, and king snakes. So I forget his company, but it's Fred something.
Right.
But
I love that you guys get your snakes from breeders as opposed to wholesale companies. Yeah.
Wholesalers tend to send us sick items, or not items, animals. I should call them items. But like Fred, we trust. There's certain breeders we learned not to trust. I won't say any names, but Fred, whatever his company, Fred's fantastic. If you want Colubrids. Yeah. And then there's another guy we work with, I forgot his name. My dad knows his name, but we try to keep it with local if we can. To us, local is Florida. If I can drive 5 hours for it, that's fine.
You don't have to look any further for boas and ball pythons in my house.
Perfect.
All right, next up here we have a Kenyan sand boa. This is another snake I almost pulled the trigger on like 1,000,000 times already. And I think they're just really cool, and I just keep talking myself out of it because I'm like, oh, I need to get something else. I need to get another boa or something.
These are probably my sister's favorite.
Yeah,
snake.
these are
these little guys.
These really burrow. These are
yes, they do live. Don't ever put them on sand, but you give them aspen. They're natively in sand. Right. But they'll end up getting ingested when they eat sand.
Oh,
so
really?
that's why you do aspen.
Ah,
it's
interesting.
Healthier for them.
So you're better off putting them on aspen.
Yes.
Okay. And do they need to be kept moist or no?
No, they are a dry species. They still need a water dish, but they are, you know, a deserty snake. They are more dry.
How big will these things get?
Males, I believe, max out about 1 foot to 2. They're kind of like Hognoses.
Okay, yeah.
So where the females max out about 2, you can get 3 on the rare side, 3 foot.
Yeah,
so they are a small snake. These are a fantastic starter snake because they're little. When they're young, they're a little spunky, so they'll give you a little bit.
Sure.
They do have little sharp tails. They'll try to stab you with the tail. It's kind of funny. And when they're older, it almost hurts when they try to whip you with it.
It's interesting that they're considered boas, you know.
They are, yeah.
Right? Because don't they have live young?
They do give live birth, yes, like most boas. Or if not all boas.
Yeah, all boas, yeah. What a beautiful.
They're very pretty, and this is the normal. This is what you would find out in Kenya when you get them.
Right, and they have paints. They have all kinds of crazy things.
My sister just got some paints. It's a beautiful thick stripe down the back. That's an awesome pattern.
Yeah. Oh, I love to see anything I don't have. As they say, you always want what you don't have.
Exactly.
All right, Mexican black king snakes, very, very popular. Probably because everyone likes a black snake, right? Black and a white snake. So I can see it just shed, so that's why he's looking so beautiful. Let's see if we can pull him out of here. So these are from Mexico, obviously.
And he's trying to rattle the tail in,
yeah. Yeah, look at that. He thinks he's a rattlesnake.
They're shaking the leaves, and it sounds like a rattle a little bit. It's another corn snakes do it too. It's
I noticed. Factor. I saw my Palmetto did that to me the other day. It's kind of funny. But you know what? It's funny because not all these Mexican black king snakes are black. Some of them have they're not solid black. All of them, that is.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's very neat.
A lot of them turn completely black, from what I understand, when they get older. But this one is really black, even at a very young age. I'm assuming these are probably really popular in terms of sales.
People love these. We've sold a few of them. That little, that's again spunk they have when they're young, the bitiness. Right. People trying to.
They get nervous.
That.
They get nervous
with that.
You know, the funny thing is that I like that. When I see a snake is biting the crap out of me, I'm like, oh, this is a snake I definitely have to get.
Exactly.
Because I want to win it over. Because I believe most of these snakes, aside of once in a while I get really bad temperaments, but I think if you work with a snake, you can actually, calm it down. And I think they really will learn your smell. Because I have certain snakes the guy who cleans for me gets bit all the time, and then I pick them up and they're fine.
Doesn't have. My sister has a 4-foot one of these. His name's Sasuke.
Yeah.
He never bites. He's a sweetheart, fantastic. When they're older, they're great snakes. When they're young, they're great. They're just bitey. They're young. They think everything is food. They're a king snake. They eat other snakes.
I know. And that's why people have to be very careful when they breed them, because they will eat each other. This guy's being pretty cool,
No,
pretty
he's
chill.
cool
Yeah,
now. He had a
very
little
chill.
temperament when he started, but he's calmed down.
Very cool. All right, I love this. This is. I think I might have to get one of these, just to add to the collection. All right, I should have kept my mouth shut because now he took a nice chunk out of me and he doesn't want to let go. He thinks that my finger is a mouse or something like that. And the key with this is you don't want to panic or you don't want to hurt the snake. So I would rather let him just chew on me a little bit. It doesn't matter to me. But what technique do you guys usually use to remove a snake when it's biting like this?
So we try a few things. We'll try to very carefully. We'll get a credit card or a card underneath the jaw and just trying to get it so that the card is in between the teeth and the skin. That way the teeth aren't latched onto your skin.
I hear you.
Another method you can use is hand sanitizer. They
hate
the smell of hand sanitizer. So you put it in front of their nose. Don't put it in their mouth. Right. You put it in front of them. They'll usually smell it and they'll kind of let go. It's a terrible smell for them.
The smart ones will just let go on their own sometimes too. But
and then the third and last method I know is kind of mean. You pour water on their head.
Water, yeah.
So
cold water from the faucet usually gets them to let go.
No, you don't want to dunk them under water. Nah. You just pour it on their face and they'll probably let go because they realize if they don't, they might drown, but they're not going to.
Although, when you got an olive python wrapped around your arm, which I've had before, you'll use any methodology to get them off because it hurts. This doesn't hurt. This kind of tickles. All right, do your credit card trick. Let's see if I can get it off.
I gotta unwrap them.
We gotta move on to the next set of snakes. Even though I'm sure my viewers love to see my my finger wrapped up.
All right.
He's got some sharp little teeth.
Oh yeah, he's got you in the cuticle, so that's gonna hurt a bit.
Yeah. You know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is that usually. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, you trimmed my cuticles. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.